everybody, welcome to your pronoun study. We are going to be taking notes over pronouns and antecedents just like we did with vocabulary. On your note sheet, I have left you blanks where it would be beneficial for you to write in some notes and then some answers on the checks for understanding. You may have to push pause for some of those. Pronoun antecedent is where a pronoun points to another pronoun and it's called its antecedent, or another noun. Carrie explained that she had forgotten. She is the pronoun and Carrie is the antecedent. She stands in place for the noun Carrie, and since she refers to Carrie, Carrie is the antecedent. A pronoun should agree in number and in gender with the word that it refers to, otherwise everybody gets confused. This is one of the most common mistakes in writing. Using singular pronouns to refer to singular antecedents is super important, and you have a list there. Using plural pronouns to refer to plural antecedents is also very important, and there's your list of plural. Make sure that the gender does match feminine, masculine, and neuter, those without gender. Indefinite pronouns are very tricky. Some are singular and some are plural, and some can be either or. The following indefinite pronouns are singular. Anybody is a big one. Everybody, nobody. Those are singular. Indefinite pronouns in examples would be someone left behind, or someone left a pen behind. All members paid their dues. It should be their dues. The following indefinite pronouns are plural. They've got a list there. Both of the sisters recited their lines. Few of the animals recognize themselves. If many are ripe, pick them. Them, themselves, their are plural. The following indefinite pronouns may be singular or plural depending on how they are used. Most of the movie is over. Most of these films are new. Depending on how they are used is whether or not they are singular or plural. Now you try. You may have to push pause for this section, but it's asking you, you may borrow one of these pens but don't keep blank. Several of the ducklings followed blank mother across the pond, and although some of these houses are new, blank look historic. So try to write in the correct answer. You may have to pause it. One of the answers, you may borrow one of these pens but don't keep it. The singular pronoun it agrees with the singular antecedent one, so that is where the answer comes in. Several of the ducklings followed their mother across the pond. Plural pronoun there agrees with the plural antecedent several. Those are both plural because they mean more than one. And although some of these houses are new, they look historic. They is the plural pronoun, and some would be the plural antecedent. I hope you got all of those right. If you didn't, I hope you see why they are correct. Now I will really like you to pause it, and I want you to try to fix any problems that you see. Number 1, each of the boys built their own computer. Number 2, few of the butterflies reached the end of its migration. Number 3, we saw only some of the city as we drove through them. Number 4, if someone arrives early, they should wait by the door. And number 5, none of the actors had memorized his or her lines. Pause it, please. Try it. Here are your answers. Each of the boys built his own computer. Few of the butterflies reached the end of their migration. And we saw only some of the city as we drove through it. If someone arrives early, he or she should wait by the door, and none of these actors had memorized their lines. Those are the answers. A compound antecedent is two or more antecedents joined by by and or or. Use a plural pronoun to refer to two or more antecedents joined by and, as you see there. Use singular pronoun to refer to two or more singular antecedents joined by or nor. That's where it gets tricky. But we've talked about this before, and that rhymed. You're welcome. Neither the macaw nor the parrots have eaten their fruit. That was unclear. Neither the macaw nor the parrots have eaten the fruit. Gets more specific. Now you can pause it to try this. Some male birds and reptiles care for blank young. Either Stu or Mike will lend me blank fishing gear, and neither my mother nor my aunt knew where blank was born. Pause it and try it. Some male birds and reptiles care for their young. In this sentence, the antecedents male birds are there. Either Stu or Mike will lend me his fishing gear. It's one guy or another guy. Neither my mother nor my aunt knew where she was born. Both female, so it's one or the other, singular. Please pause it and try these next questions. Now you have the answers for the questions, and I hope you got them correct. Expression of amount or measurement is not something new. This is kind of similar to what we've done before. Here is $5. Is it enough? The farmer has set aside 10% of his land and agreed to let it go wild. So you see some of the same things we saw in subject-verb agreement. Special problems with pronoun agreement are here. We learned about ethics and how it relates to other branches of philosophy. After Chad read Mules and Men, he wrote a report on it. These end in S, but they are singular. Please pause it and try. Here are your answers. I hope you were able to try it without many problems. Good, I hope you got 100% on your answers. Now you can go ahead and pause it one more time and see if you can get the answers correct on your own. There are 5 questions, and try to see if there are any problems within the 5 questions. Now I hope you can unpause it and see the answers and see if you got them correct, as we will have quizzes later. Definitely let me know and mark if you have any questions about the answers to what you're seeing here. We're almost done with the PowerPoint. Here's your review. Make sure you pause and take time to try this review. The answers will be coming very soon, so pause it if you haven't answered them yet. Here are your review answers. You made it to review A. Be proud of yourself. I hope you got it correct. Review B. Please make sure to pause review B so that you can answer these questions authentically and honestly. And make sure that you try them before you see the answer here in about 3 seconds. So pause it if you haven't yet. Here are your answers to review B. Mark down any that don't make sense to you. Mark down any that still leave you questioning. What is a pronoun and what is an antecedent? I hope all of this made sense, and